Hi, welcome to CPD-Me. My name is Andrew Umrod and I am the founder of CPD-Me. Back in 2009, we went on a roller coaster journey to create a simple platform that you could document all your learning and development and keep it safe in one place. 10 years later, we're still here, we're stronger than ever, and we're here to provide a fabulous platform for you to watch some of these great learning and development webinars, but still, more importantly, keep an accurate record of your CPD. Sit back, enjoy the webinar, and we'll tell you all about the great benefits of joining as a member after the show.
Hello, everyone. My name is Wasim, and welcome to the session that I'll be presenting today. So it's called The Elephant on the Road, Emotional Aspects of Pre-Hospital Paediatric Care. Just want to start off by saying thank you to CPD-Me for giving me the opportunity to talk to all you lot tonight, or morning or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I think it's amazing that we've got an international audience. And yeah, I just feel privileged to be able to share my ideas and thoughts with you all. So thank you for being here with me. So before I get started, I just want to give a quick outline of the content of today's session. So I'll tell you a little bit about who I am, break down the context surrounding the topic of this session, outline the format that the webinar is going to take, and then I'm going to delve into the main topic of this session. After that, I'll give you a quick summary, talk about the implications and recommendations of what I've discussed. I'll signpost a few resources for anyone who wants to follow up on anything that I've explained. And then I'll let you know about how you can follow up with me should you have any questions, comments, feedback, or any ideas you'd like to discuss with me further. So who I am is, well, I'm a UK-based paramedic, and I've got experience in various different settings. Of course, there's pre-hospital care and the ambulance service, but over the years, I've worked in a lot of different settings around education, healthcare, and youth and voluntary work. Now, in terms of my background in more detail, well, I have a background in social and political sciences, so I have 3 degrees, and throughout my academic career, shall we call it, there's been a few consistencies in terms of the interest that I've always held. So I've always been interested in children and young people, healthcare and education, but in particular, I've always been interested in social emotional aspects of people's lives, and I've been able to bring that perspective and experience into paramedicine ever since I've been here, hence my interest in the topic. Now, the format of this session is, well, the session's based upon a literature review that I did exploring the challenges pre-hospital care practitioners experience with emotional aspects of pre-hospital pediatric care. Yeah, this is a bit of a mouthful. Now, the other aspect that's key to preparation is what's been termed pre-arrival preparation practices. Now, what does pre-arrival involve? I'm just going to break it down a bit more further for any people here who aren't familiar with the pre-hospital environment. So essentially how it works, for instance, with the ambulance service, even the air ambulances, or here in the UK, for example, is you might start your shift, or you might have finished a call or a job, and pre-arrival will first involve, well, getting your vehicle ready, if it's not already ready, and then receiving information. That could be on a little computer, or you might receive a call saying we've got a call, we've got a job, and then you receive some information about that. And then is driving, is getting there to the location. And the other thing is also having discussions with your crewmate if you're not on your own. So just to elaborate on it further, I like to define in my own words emotional processing as dealing with feeling and giving it meaning. I like it. For me, it's got a nice ring to it, and it captures the essence really well. So what I mean by that is twofold. So the first aspect is filtering and flushing all the stress, the tension, the anxiety that you would experience from a patient encounter. It's important that anything that you've built up emotionally, you don't retain, you get rid of it, because otherwise it'll come out in other ways, and I'll elaborate on that in the coming slides. I'll put an icon there of a hiker as well. That's my way of filtering and flushing any kind of adverse emotions and feelings. So yeah, that's one aspect. So dealing with the feeling, but then giving it meaning. So as part of emotional process work, it's important that we reflect, we identify what's happened. So for example, if you're lucky, you might be involved in a debrief, just mapping out what happened and then identifying how you're feeling from it. And the important thing in terms of giving it meaning is the meaning that we associate with experience is what shapes the nature and the intensity of the impact an encounter has on us. So for example, there's a quote that goes something like, never a mistake, always a lesson. So as challenging as an experience may have been emotionally, if you're able to view it as a learning opportunity, then it may not actually have such an adverse impact, because instead of blaming yourself, criticizing yourself, you may be able to recognize that, yeah, you know what, these things went wrong, but I'm glad I've been able to identify them, and I'll try and do something about it. And moving on to the other level, which is hugely emphasized in the literature, is having access to structured measures of support at a system level, so in the work environment. The big challenge that a lot of practitioners report is a lack of time, dedicated space, and support. And the big thing they specify is this persistence of emotional denial. It's not really acknowledged, it's not really understood formally that, yeah, we've been involved in this intense job involving a child, a young person, and their family. And even if it may well be you have a quick debrief or a little timeout, but then you're back out on the road. But yeah, this emotional denial still exists in that emotions aren't really discussed and talked about in terms of in theory, in so different areas of care, but also in practice. But also, the big thing here is the lack of concern a lot of practitioners report for their well-being in the workplace culture and day-to-day work. So it may be that, yeah, okay, that was difficult clinically. Yeah, it was a bit intense and upsetting. But okay, it's done now. But a lot of practitioners don't feel supported in the medium and long term afterwards, particularly if it's continuing to affect them. And I think that this resonates really well, not just with pediatric care, but just pre-hospital care in general right now. Just in terms of the ambulance service, is probably one of the big reasons why right now why we've got such a high level of staff turnover. So what's next? So the implications of this, in my view, first of all, is it'd be interesting to get feedback from people as always, but I think the model resonates with practitioners' experience really well in practice. So I feel like it's a reliable representation. I think it can transform how we approach training and incidents surrounding pediatric care, because anytime you come across anything related to pediatric care, it's always going to be something clinical. Let's do some pediatric BLS or ALS. Let's learn about the anatomy and physiology. But is there anything ever around the non-clinical aspects and emotions? Rarely encountered. I think the literature review, the research, the content of the session, it demonstrates how non-clinical aspects of practice, such as emotions and well-being, are significant in improving on performance. And the big thing here to underline is they exist. Emotions exist. We need to stop hiding away from it and actually acknowledge it. acknowledging the elephant on the road, so we can start addressing it and managing it, rather than letting it overcome and disrupt the care that we provide and our own well-being. And like I said, it needs to be addressed at both an individual level and at a system level. And also, the model is transferable to other areas of pre-hospital care and beyond. In my view, it's healthcare provision in general, but you could apply it to so many different other areas of pre-hospital care. So a lot of the literature that I reviewed was actually beyond a UK context.
So, you've watched the webinar. Let's just hope you've created some key learning points from watching that webinar, and more importantly, you're going to take some time later to document them using either the CPD-Me app or indeed the CPD-Me dashboard. So, let me tell you about some of the great benefits of joining CPD-Me. Firstly, you can keep an accurate record of all your learning and development from here onwards for the future, but more importantly, for anything that you've had historically. So whether you've attended a course, you've read a journal, or you've attended a conference or webinar, all that information can be completely backdated back to 1900, I think, so plenty of time there to keep a good log of what you've done historically. More importantly, you can also plan what you have for the future. So if you have some future planned learning, you could document that on our dashboard, and it will give you a prompt reminder that you need to reflect upon your learning journey. So, membership, and that gives you unlimited access to all our previous webinars, where you'll also get a free certificate that will pop directly into your portfolio once you've watched that webinar, as well as other great benefits that are listed on our website. Don't delay. The key action is click below, join with this special offer link, and we'll have you up and running in no time. You can download the mobile app, and we really will make your CPD easy.